Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You Movement. I am B. My sleep schedule is all over the place. It is about midnight here, and suddenly I have some inspiration to come and do a video. Today's video is kind of an extension of yesterday's, because yesterday I was talking about how I've hit an integration phase. Okay, so on your awakening, you go through so many things. So many things are happening. So many things are happening that you're surviving. You're holding on. You're doing what you need to do to get through it. And then when you get through it, you need to integrate it. And I've barely had an opportunity to integrate all of the things I had to get through. I've done a lot of work in the last 2 years integrating the release of my karmic marriage from hell. And I've also done a lot of work releasing my karmic situationship with my mother. And so you've seen a lot of that in the videos. Some of the things that I haven't really had the opportunity as of yet to integrate is, one, what it is to be autistic, for sure. And I have more work to do. But that's on the priority list, on the unfuck it list. That's been so far down that it's not been a priority. Really, if anything, every new thing that I learn about neurodivergence and just is kind of a little tingly feeling for me. But I still haven't fully integrated that. And now what I'm integrating most, I don't know, is a lot to do with this whole awakening process in totality, the whole twin flame phenomenon thing. I'm integrating a lot of that as of late and trying to understand it from a new level as I've processed through and allowed myself to process through without any spiritual bypassing all the emotions that came with that very... I don't even have words for it anymore because it was just a phenomenon that is beyond mental reasoning. So I'm still processing through that. And I'm still processing through all of the spiritual warfare. And I have promised, and I will, it's in the back of my head, I will do a video on spiritual warfare coming up soon. But that's not what I'm going to talk about tonight. Because what I'm also integrating right now, see, it's a lot of integrating because there's been so many shifts and changes, is the whole relationship to the energy that is money. So today it's all about the money. The money, money, money. Show me the money. I'm going to just be like I've always been with all my videos. I'm just going to lay it out. I'm just going to lay it out because I'm going to present things from a no bullshit point of view, okay? There is a lot of people out there in the spiritual communities that spout a lot of bullshit and a lot of half-truths. And I bought into a good few of those. And I'm not buying in them anymore. I am not. Because an awakening shakes the nonsense out. You know, it's like a little shaker. And all the frothy nonsense gets skimmed off the top. And then you're left with like the hard truth of reality. Okay? So let's talk money. Let's talk money in relation to a spiritual awakening. Because this is a component the large majority of people are going to face. Because As I've explained in many videos, this awakening process is to detach us from everything. Everything from toxic people, toxic behaviors, toxic food, toxic situations, codependency, addictions, trauma bonds, just. So one of the things that we have a really toxic relationship with in society as a whole is money. And as a spiritual person, I have had a very tumultuous relationship with money all my life because it doesn't resonate with me the way we do money. Okay, the way we do money in society has always sent shivers up and down my spine, and it gives me a serious case of ick. Because we prioritize money as a qualifier for value. And if we qualify those that have a lot of money as being valuable, we get a mass distortion in reality of what is truly valuable. Because I don't know about you, but when I look around at some of the people with the really biggest pockets going, stuffed with like billions of dollars, I don't see them as valuable people. In fact, I kind of see them a little bit as revolting because what they choose to do with their money is to hoard it, is to manipulate with it, is to control with it, is to distort with it, is to just, buy into the philosophy that money is the root of all evil. Now, I don't believe that. Money is just energy. The root of all evil is evil. And so when evil people get caught up into the hoarding of the money energy, they do evil things with the money instead of doing positive things. There are examples out there in the world of people who have millions of dollars doing good things with their money. Who is that actor? There is an actor that just bought himself like all this acreage of land for the bees. And I was like, I love it. Like, that's all he intends to do with his land. He bought acreages and acreages to save the bees. And there are examples of others that do very wonderful things with their money. And you need to be careful because some of the people that do wonderful things with their money, if they're telling everybody that they're doing wonderful things with their money, then they're not really doing wonderful things with their money because it's just publicity. It's to make myself look good. And that's not genuine good uses of money. So there is a massive distortion that wealth equals value. And I don't see that to be the case because to me, and especially everything that I've gone through on my own awakening journey, the most valuable people that I've met in my life, some of them are living out of cars. And some of them are living not much above out of cars, are staying in people's, extra spare rooms or struggling. So I want to look at that for a minute because on this awakening path, we are being asked by Spirit to let go of false illusions, let go of attachments to things, places, people, and money to help us obtain freedom, which is my ultimate goal, freedom, right? And so on this, there is a hook, that's the money hook, that keeps people attached and embedded in situations that are highly toxic because it's easier, it's comfortable, it's what I'm used to. What am I going to do? How am I going to live? How am I going to survive? You know? And listen, I get that. I understand. I was in that position myself in 2019 because I lost my job. And then I was on COVID, and I was in a very abusive situation where financial abuse was used against me. What is financial abuse? Kind of layered. So let's look at financial abuse for a minute, because in my personal case, and I'm sure many of you out there, in my personal case, my ex-husband kept us always in a state of debt. So much debt that it was impossible to leave. I was trapped. It was a hook. I was trapped in this marriage, and I'm like, well, how am I going to survive if I go out on my own? How am I gonna survive? And beyond the relationship hook that is money, society as a whole perpetuates this by feeding us consumerism, so we ourselves participate in the accumulation of debt, and we also participate in this notion of keeping up with the Joneses. You know, I gotta keep up with the Joneses. I got to have the big house, man. I got to have the swimming pool. I got to have the boat. I got to have the nice car. I got to have the big screen TV and the Apple box. I got to have the nice clothes. I got to have the $60 cream. I got to have it. I got to have it, because if I have it, then I'll be happy, right? Then I'll have peace. Then I'll have beauty. Then I'll have partnership. Then I'll have what will I have? What you'll have is imprisonment. You'll be energetically imprisoned into a system that is designed to keep you racing around this track that says, I need to go and do my 9 to 5 so that I can pay off my bills and pay the mortgage that I owe on this big house that is bigger than I need, but on this big house, and I need to have all these things and fucking matching cutlery and a silver pie lifter and all this other stuff. So that I can show the world that I have value and that I'm successful. So now let's break apart. What is success? Okay. Is success a front, a mask that majority of people are wearing that leave those who aren't wearing the mask feeling less than? It is to me, because I look, as I said, at these people in the world that have massive wealth with this front of success. And we're starting to peel back the layer as the veil disintegrates of some of these individuals out there in the world, and discovering they're not good people. Their value is created in an illusion of success, an illusion of value. It's all illusions. And when the illusions start to melt away, is when we begin to question everything on the spiritual awakening path. Now, on my own personal spiritual awakening path, that the hook that was money and debt was keeping me holding on for dear life to a dysfunctional, very toxic, and very abusive situation. And I was blessed. I was blessed to have the crazy situation that came in, that was this twin flame thing or catalyst, or I don't care what you call it. The name means nothing to me. Some dude came in and activated in me my soul awakening, my kundalini. And I was like, I'm going to leave. I want freedom. Freedom is more important to me. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to survive. I don't know how I'm going to make, but Spirit has awoken me to figure out a way to escape from all illusions. And so without having a plan, without having a job, without having anything, I asked for a divorce. I demanded, and I made the plan that eventually it's going to sort itself out. Eventually I'll land on my feet. And even if I have to sleep on the floor somewhere, which I ended up doing before I moved in here, I was sleeping on some mattress toppers. So be it. So be it. I will do whatever it takes for my freedom. And so we went our separate ways. And on my journey in regards to money, and this is similar to many others out there, my money slipped away out of my hands. So after I had gotten separated, I received, by the grace of God, because my money had run out from the government, the COVID payments had run out. I couldn't work because I was in the throes of a Kundalini. And I had just started my YouTube channel, and I didn't know it was going to take me 4 years before I was making $100 every 6 months. I don't make a lot of money from my business. I only monetized this year, and before that, they say that it takes 3 to 5 years before you start seeing a regular flow of income when you start a new business. I'm in year 2, and my flow has been like drip, 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 drip. And so, but I persist. But I want to talk a little bit about this because I didn't give up. I didn't give up hope. Even when I had nothing. I had nothing. So, some money came in when my mother passed away from her life insurance, which paid off my debt. Because when we separated with debt. Both of us had debt. We had nothing else. You have your debt. I have my debt. Fuck off. And that money paid off the debt and then quickly started disappearing. So then I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? Okay, I can rent some rooms in my house to try to keep my house going. And so that was the next thing to try to keep me afloat. And, that only did so much. It didn't keep me afloat. It kept me like, and so I was given no other choice but to start going more and more into debt because I was pulled into a legal battle. And anybody who's ever had a legal battle knows that every time a lawyer writes an email or a letter, it's thousands of dollars. So money was going like this, hand over fist, out, out, out. And I was drowning in debt. And Spirit said to me very clearly, and it was very weird because I kept getting in the mail notifications from my bank about credit. And I was like, okay, this is a sign. I'm going to pay attention to the sign. And I can remember somebody saying to me once, you can always dig yourself out of debt if you need to. Sometimes you need to do what you need to do to stay alive, to stay afloat. So I was like, okay, got the message. We're going to have to use the credit card. And weirdly, Spirit intervened on my behalf, and I would be in deep prayer all the time in a state of panic over money. Panic. Oh my God, money. Where is it going to come from? How am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to live? How am I going to pay the lawyers? How am I going to pay this? How am I going to pay that? And my credit rating kept being upped. Every 3 months. Like, it was not normal. It was not a normal situation. But I was like, okay, well, you're going to give me more. I'm going to take it. And you're going to give me more. I'm going to take it. You're going to give me more. I'm going to take it. Knowing that eventually I could balance that out if I could sell the house. But everything was a clusterfuck, and I couldn't sell the house until I got the deed, and I couldn't get the deed until I got an agreement, and I couldn't get an agreement until I went through all this like legal fuckeries. The point of my story is that the majority of people who are on this awakening path struggle with money. There is a money initiation. I've talked about the many initiations on this awakening path. So we have the health crisis initiation. We have the escape from narcissistic abuse initiation. We have your spiritual gifts coming online with no teacher initiation. We have your stepping into mission initiation, and we have your relationship to money initiation. We have your letting go of all of your attachments initiation. We have tests over tests over tests of patience, of faith, of trust in the divine. Trust the process, trust the process. And so I was like, just see me through, just see me through, just see me through. And somehow, by a wing and a prayer, I've been seen through. After 2 years of fear, of total annihilation, and as I said, there had to come to a point of a willingness to sell everything. And in the end, I was, bartering with people over coffee tables and chairs and kitchen supplies, because that was what was feeding me. That was keeping me afloat to get me through to this point where the house could finally be sold, and my portion that remained after I paid off all the debts and the mortgage could, make me solvent again. And I was praying throughout my entire awakening for divine justice, for God to intervene, to God to make things right again. And things have, in fact, been right again. I was never a Bible person before, but the story of Job has been huge for me. And that's one I've relied on very heavily in my awakening path, is knowing that there would be restitution, is knowing that at the end of this awakening, I would be provided with what I needed to be able to build what Spirit wanted me to build, which is in alignment with soul. So, years ago, I was taught all about, the law of attraction and things like that. And I think the problem with the law of attraction is that it doesn't take into consideration a Kundalini awakening. Those things are not, you're not doing anything wrong, is my point. You're not doing anything wrong if you're not manifesting yourself all the fancy things. Because the point is to let go of trying to manifest all the fancy things and give it to God, give it to Spirit, and say, listen, you manifest for me what you want. You manifest for me the life you want. And if you want me to be homeless at this present moment in time, then there is a spiritual lesson in this. Do you want me to be over $37,000 in debt? That's where I was. $37,000 in debt. Holy fuck. That's a lot of money to me in my mind. Maybe to somebody, other people, that's peanuts. But to me, that was overwhelming when I wasn't working and didn't have an income and didn't know how I was going to manage it. So I needed to be squeezed and squeezed and squeezed like a ketchup sachet, squeezing out all my false beliefs about money, all my attachments to things, all my understanding about what value was, and me not having money challenged me to dig deep into the muck to unfuck all my views, all my beliefs about success and failure. I felt like a failure for a large part. I still do at days are like, oh my God, am I failing? Am I failing? Like, what am I doing? I'm not doing, because of the indoctrination that says to be successful means to have a lot of money in your bank account, or a lot of likes, or a lot of followers, or all these matrix that says this is what success is. And so this awakening is like a paradox that makes you go into the opposing energy before you can be pulled back into a healthier version of managing money from a healthy point of view. No longer a toxic relationship with money. And there's a lot of things with my channel that, I don't like doing. Like, I don't like that I've had to monetize using advertisements. I've stopped using advertisements mid-roll because I'm like, gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't want to force you into buying something and promote consumerism when that goes against everything that I believe in. Everything that I believe in is that we are being asked to surrender our bullshit and surrender our false ideals, and surrender the nonsense that value and peace comes from a false sense of safety, security within this construct of consumerism and things. And to me, I want to promote peace, real peace that comes from freedom. The freedom that says, I don't need to participate in this rat race. I don't need to participate in this. I need to have faith in God. I need to have faith in the divine. If it's God's got a word that you don't like, then the divine, the creator, source, spirit, whatever you resonate with. I need to have faith that I am being led back to my own restitution, that I will be made right again. If I have spent a life of suffering, if I have spent a life in poverty, if I have spent a life being betrayed or being abused financially or any other ways, that I will be restored. I will be restored. And I am in my restoration. I am in my restoration. I paid my debts. And God is going to see me through to help me build what God wants me to build. It's not my plan. None of this is my plan. The universe sideswiped my life and said, you need to surrender to God's plan. And God's plan means letting go of the false. Just letting go of the false that this house, this car, this boat, this person, this addiction, this is what makes me safe. That is the false. The safe is in leaning into God in the middle of the night, bawling your eyes out, crying, and going, how am I going to get through this? Like, show me the way through. My value is priceless. I never knew that before because I was treated like garbage, and constantly told that I was a failure and a fuck up. And I'm like, what now? Now, as I'm integrating, I'm like, have you seen what the fuck I've done? Like, anybody who has the audacity to call me a failure or a fuck up, I'd immediately turn and look and say, like, have you done what I've done? Like, I don't think that same belief can exist anymore now that I've done this shadow work, to say that what money I have or what money I don't have depicts my value. My value is because I am strong. My value is because I am resilient. My value is because in the middle of my life falling to fucking pieces and burning in the pits of hell, I still turned around and helped other people. That's my value. My value is what I am capable of doing, of who I am capable of being. And this has been a hard lesson to learn. It's been a very hard lesson to learn to stand in so much truth and authenticity to say, I deserve absolutely everything that comes to me. However it comes to me, whether it comes to me in nickels and dimes or it comes to me from pennies from heaven, I'm going to take it all and say thank you. Thank you for the restoration that is bestowed me because I have gone through the pits of hell and I chose to face my false illusions in regards to my relationship to money and how it connects me to other people and how it connects me to society as a whole. My goal in life is not to be rich so that I can be rich. But damn well, my goal is to be rich so that I can build, so that I can use the energy that is money for the betterment of humanity, the betterment of bees, the betterment of nature, the betterment of the planet. That is how I intend to take what is, being restored to me now. And I don't need a big house. My little tiny 34-foot rental in a trailer park is just fine. And, maybe this is a stopgap for me. It is, because I asked Spirit last week. I was like, is this my home? And Spirit was like, for now. And I was like, oh, wah, wah. So I am busily, facing one of my greatest fears in life, which is to learn to drive. And maybe my next mission is to be a nomad. Maybe. I don't think I'll ever own a giant home. That's not my goal. My goal is to do what God wants me to do and to know freedom like humans knew once upon a time. We weren't designed to live like this. It goes against our very nature. Your skin doesn't need the $60 fucking cream. I use coconut oil on mine and my skin is doing great. You don't need 95% of the things that you need. You don't. And none of those things give you value. What gives you value is you. Is you showing up and despite all the bullshit that's happened to you, choosing to be a good person, choosing to be an authentic person, choosing to be an honest person, choosing to be brave and do the right thing with integrity and respect. That's priceless. That's priceless. That is like worth 1 million stars. And who can afford 1 million stars? I don't even think Tesla can afford 1 million stars. Because they're free. They're free. We're supposed to be free. So I don't know what my future holds. But I know that I am in my restoration phase. And I know that God expects things from me. And I will surrender every way along the way. And if that means, downsizing once again and going from 34 feet into 12 into like a little tiny VW van? Sure. The size of my dwelling does not define the size of my soul. My soul's way fucking bigger. So I don't need a big encasement to vibe out love and kindness and care for people. I just need to show up as me. And I hope that if you're struggling financially right now, which, as I said, most people do on this awakening path, because the entire construct that is the hierarchy, that is the pyramid with somebody on top and everybody trying to climb and kill each other to get to the top. Ooh, really good movie, documentary. Watch the movie I Am Fishhead. Okay, documentary. I Am Fishhead. It'll make you look at the whole system in a kind of different way. Very good movie. And one that I'm like, yeah, that stinks. I don't want to participate in that nonsense. I'm going to keep making my life more and more manageable to the point where freedom is second nature. So I'm here for a year. Maybe this is a training ground to help me get, as I said, smaller again and be transitory and be a little bit of a nomad for a period of time. And that to me feels like freedom. That to me feels like success. When you can get to a point where you can go anywhere and feel safe and secure in your beingness. Wow. That kudos to those that are doing that. I honor you. I see you. I respect you. We cannot build the new with the same building materials of the old. And that's why I just won't build the U movement with any of the old constructs. I charge by donation, all of my services. That's not going to change. I will show up for people in any which way that I can. And that's what it is to be in service. It's not to compile a shiny webinar series at 3 easy payments of $999.99, and I'm going to teach you the secret trick of manifesting your hopes and dreams. Here's the key. I'm going to give it to you for free right now. The secret to manifesting your hopes and dreams is to surrender your hopes and dreams and let God, the Spirit, the universe, drive you to where you're meant to be. Your higher self. You take the bus. You show me. You show me what you want from me. I'm not going to manifest myself a like, ooh, little fancy house or this, that, or the other. If it's meant for me, bring it to me. Whatever's meant for me, bring it to me. Bring me the tools, the people, the life that I am meant and destined to walk. I surrender my egoic pursuits of false, illusionary ideals of success, safety, and stability. I give it all. I give it all so that I can be free. So that is my video today. If you need some help, feel free to reach on out and book a one-on-one with me. I'd love to meet with you and talk with you about your struggles. Have faith. Hold on to faith. We can't fuck it up, really. If the whole thing is actually like orchestrated for us, even the shitty serves a purpose. And all right, this is what I say. This is what you need me to be in today so that I can be in something better tomorrow. Then that's okay. I'm gonna sleep today. Am I? Okay. I'm gonna purge today. Okay. I'm gonna grieve today. Okay. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do it today so that tomorrow, you bring me something else to experience that might be a lot better. I'm not in charge of this rodeo show. And that's the key to manifestation, is to let go of trying to manifest. It's counterintuitive, but most things on this awakening journey are paradoxical in nature. That's how we shut down paradigms. So with that all said, peace in. Peace in. Thank you for all of the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, the supers, the donations, the support, the comments, the everything. Thank you, and thank you.